Hello. Welcome back. Today is day 23. And we are finally moving into the practice of abundance. So now we are dropping into the body. But before we do that, I want to speak a little bit about like a personal update. So I'm going to move these over here. Were a gift from our former staff that I met yesterday, and I love it so much. So today we're moving back into the body, and that we should be doing all the time. So yesterday I was over. So I need to close my eyes to just ground the energy. There's so much energy in motion. The way that I'm feeling the fire horse approaching, it's like I'm a wood snake in my Chinese zodiac. So I'm snake in snake year. So this is a powerful year for me. So I'm very much a snake in the energetics that I'm shedding. It's like I'm very good at shedding and letting go of identities and old belief systems, and I can really shift. So when there's a lot of energy in motion, I feel that a lot. And when the year shifts, for the past couple of years, I've been able to clearly identify the energy of the year. So I can really learn and feel the energetics of the year. And then when it shifts into a new year, because this is my first cycle doing this, I haven't experienced the energetics of the years from this level of connection. So when I feel, and this is where I spend most of my time, like in this state, like very lean back into my body and just sensing and spending time with the information here in the field. So now so that's why I've been doing master classes on the year that is coming. So now I've been in this energy for a year, and now I'm sensing there's a deep structural energy that is shifting. And then I'm like, okay, what's coming? So I know it's the horse. So I know the overall like outlines, but I don't go in deeper into the teachings of the fire horse before I have started to feel the energy for myself. So because it's a fire year and I am fire snake, I have been able to, and the fire started way before. So the Chinese New Year is that we go into the horse. But the fire, there's a lot of fire in other elements or other energetic currents that is going on. So the fire kind of arrived before the horse. So that I can pick up very easily on. And now I'm starting to pick up the horse energy. So every year I do a masterclass on the upcoming energetics of the year. And so far they have been 100, like in hindsight, they have been 100% accurate. So I'm starting to really sense the energies of the horse year that is coming. And that is I understand now why I am. So remember when I told you that that I feel that I get the information in the challenges that's coming. This is the same thing. So I've been feeling the horse year and the impact it will have on me, on my being. And then I respond to, okay, I'm not going to wait until that arrives, because that's going to be much more, it's going to hurt more. It's going to cost me more energy, and it's going to be more uncomfortable. That was the word I was looking for. It's going to be more uncomfortable. So that's why I start to apply it before it happens, so to speak. So I can see now why I am putting myself out there like I do, why I am challenging myself, and why I am leaning into the more yang aspects of the teachings and the approach, not in a harmful way, not that I'm overriding myself. I'm just adding, it's like a grown up. It's like, okay, it's like, okay, I'm growing up now. It's like I'm putting my big girl pants on, and I'm stepping up to the occasion, and I am taking a big step closer to my potential, because that is what my body is telling me, that is the level of upgrade that I need to do in order to be able to handle the energies of the horse year. Wow, that was difficult to put into words. That's why I'm closing my eyes. It's like, it's so difficult for me. You saw that yesterday. It's like I was stumbling on the words. I just couldn't express myself yesterday. So that was it was the first episode that I didn't feel good about. All the other episodes, I feel my. So there's something here. There's an energy here. So I noticed that I got, that I went from fire to something else. So when it's excitement, determination, discernment, clarity, like things coming through me quickly, that is one type of energy. Whew. Okay, this is a deep stress. Can't believe I'm doing this on YouTube. Jesus. So this is like different aspects of me, coming out and speaking. So that was like one part of me that can look at myself in from an outside perspective and just laugh at myself. So that's extraordinary to have when the body realizes. So it's like the nervous system is deeply releasing something. Then there's another aspect that the emotional level is reacting on and having a realization that we are live, because this suddenly became a very personal moment. This is super interesting. So now I went into stress, and then everything disappeared. I lost access to everything. And then I could only be available in the body. So that's when I was stopped talking. And then I found a level of grounding, and then all the realizations of what was happening came back online. And now it seems like it's starting to regulate. So now I feel it's like the energy can sink down. I feel calmness in my belly. So when everything started, it was like it was pouring stress from above. So that's probably the adrenals down into the belly. because the belly is the feeling center. And then there was this whole no, not that sound. It was like stress, fear is to me is like cold. So I had to speak to that. So what was happening was that there's a multiple things happening. So I oh, so okay. So yesterday I started to, so I've been starting to access something, and the way that it expressed itself yesterday was that I didn't feel, I couldn't find my words. And then I listened to that this morning, and I started to identify some energy, and then I've been working with that all day. And today, so my body showed me now, basically. So I'm realizing all of that now. Wow, this could sound very confusing, but I hope it doesn't. No, that was just doubt. That was just fear. Scrap that. I'm crystal clear. So the nervous system is really going. So it's releasing something deep here. So now my leg starts to tremor a little bit. So this is, the body is releasing old stress. And this is exactly why I started this thing, this 108-day journey. This is why I, as soon as I open my eyes, there's just so much information coming from the surroundings. So the 108 days is really for me to, that's why I started it from the get-go, for me to work through something. So the intention was for me to be fully seen, to just be who I am, to be 100% transparent, to be vulnerable, to be true, to just absolutely speak my truth and reveal my own process of the work that I'm doing, and yeah, be here and show that. So, and then, I mean, I can't only do that because that would be like watching paint dry. So then I was like, okay, then the teachings is the thing that we travel on. So, oh, now I started to think of yesterday. So that was the energy from yesterday coming in with so much doubt and overthinking. Wow, I can really see how this energy wants to find its way back. No, thank you. So that's why we need to keep coming back into the body, because as soon as I come into the head, I just lose it, and I forget. So the body knows, and that's why yesterday the body wanted to do the practice, but something else wanted to do the it was like I wanted to, I to good to to give a good show, to do the best for you would be to move into the body and do the practice instead. But for me to be challenged, the best thing would be to override the body, and do a session where I didn't feel good about myself, so that I would watch that this morning and could identify. It was like I was teaching myself, I was showing myself, and then I've been working with that all day, and then now I show up and then to release it in real time. So that's why this is happening. And that doubt just started to come back. But when I go into my body, I can come back to myself. Okay, so that had to happen before we can move into the practice. Again, me laughing at myself doing this on camera. But I guess this is what the fire horse has in store for me. So buckle up, lady. So this is what I mean. Like, I just accept. I'm just following my intuition, and I actually started doing that 8 years ago. No, almost 9 years ago. I decided to only follow my body 9 years ago. Very early in my journey, I had a huge realization that the body needs to decide. So I've been only deciding in the moment what to do. And I have always changed any plans that I have made if I realize I've made them that I made a mistake. But so far, there's very few of those, because I have really decided to only to use my sacral or sacred yes and no. So that has taken me here. Again, surreal experience. Okay, so today we're moving into the topic of abundance. So this will be a seated practice. Use your notebook, and we will start going into the body, and also, of course, activating the spine. Well, activating, like connecting with the spine. So this is what my body has wanted to do all day, but it didn't want to do it until coming on here. So I say so a lot. I realized I'm not sure if it's good to watch myself like that, because it just triggers. I mean, I will unfold. I might as well just let me unfold in a without guilting or shaming. So if I'm unable to look at myself without wanting to fix things and want to, it's like I could coach myself. That's trippy, right? I could watch myself and then start to coach myself. That would put a very multi-dimensional layer on this process. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Jesus. Not sure. Anyway, coming back to the body. So just spend a little time of befriending the body, just tuning in. It's like you're coming to a dinner party, and you're on time, and all is good. You did the preparations that you were asked. You have the bottle of wine, and you're on the theme, and all is good. And then you ring the doorbell, and you meet the hosts in the doorway, and then you have like a minute or two, depending on how close you are and how well you kind of jack into each other, and each other's frequencies, and how long you want to stay in each other's energy. But there's a couple of minutes there that you kind of check in and see, okay, how are you? And you ask the questions, they answer politely, but you can feel, you feel the energy, you just take everything in. That's what we're doing. We're having this brief meeting in the hallway to pick up on the energy of the body. So you just do whatever you need to do to feel where you are at. Maybe you feel super stressed and just want to just catch up. Your body needs to settle before it can do anything. Or it's just dying to move. So my spine, so this is what the body wanted to do yesterday. But instead, I decided to talk. So I learned so much from making a mistake that I learned so much from. And I knew when I made that decision, I knew, okay, there's going to be teaching here because this is not the right move. And I've identified that through this huge challenge that I was in. And I could see there was particularly two things, two moments where I could feel that this is not the right thing to do, but it's going to be part of the lesson. I didn't know that was, but there was a very specific feeling. It's like a three-dimensional feeling that I had, just like imprinting, like, okay, this is a significant moment, but I didn't know what it was. But now in hindsight, I know that that is when I'm making a conscious, because I could have just like, okay, stop. I need to examine all the different details going on in the situation to find where I'm making a mistake, and I would have found that. But so now I know what that feels like. So that is my body saying, okay, this is going to be a mistake. So you can either get the lesson or you stop now and examine and find it out. But yesterday I was like, I'm just going to find out. Because it's like, okay, it's part of this journey. I'm going to find out and I'm going to make a mistake live in the process. And I mean, I didn't know that then, but I know that now because I saw what happened. I had to catch myself there. So the first thing we do is to just check in. Okay. So we're moving into the topic of abundance. So that is the heart space. So why I'm expanding it from just the heart chakra and call it abundance, because for me the heart is holding the abundance. All the everything related to abundance is moving through the heart. So it's like I'm putting titles on it that gives it a little bit more context, because a lot of people know about the chakras and they know the words about the chakras, but not all people understand the energetics of the chakra. So that's why I'm calling it abundance, because then it's like, okay, I can get that. I have more abundance or less abundance. And the heart works on so many levels of the human setup. Self-conscious, that's what's happened. I become self-conscious. That is the energy that I'm purging, is the self-conscious, because when I open my eyes and I look at myself, I become self-conscious. There's a part of my brain that goes and like gives me all this information, and I'm like, stop, I'm doing something else. So up until now, I have been able to, that hasn't been active. It took me 22 days. So my body is good at just doing things. So that's why I had to put it on 108 days. That's for me to allow all my stuff to come up. So I'm doing this for me. That's what I said. The intention in the beginning was, I'm doing this for me first, because if I don't, then I'm starting in the wrong end. I'm just doing it for the wrong reasons. But as I'm showing you, and you are doing the same work, you will be benefited from that, and it's fun to watch. I mean, at least I think so. This is the most interesting thing that I think in my life. So I'm turning myself into my own hobby. I even call it productifying myself. Interesting. Okay, you see, I get carried away. We're in practice. We're in practice. So the abundance is the currency of the world. It's the currency of your life. And abundance is not, as everything else, is not a stagnant energy. When something is healthy, it's because it's flowing, because energy is moving. Energy is always in motion. When we have stagnant energy, so life is energy, life is motion, life is something always growing. Otherwise, it's dead. So the opposite of flowing is stagnation. And if one is life, stagnation is death. So when abundance is stagnant, you will not have a good experience. That doesn't feel good. So the energy needs to be flowing. It needs to be circulating. We talk about the energy in the energy field circulating, bloodstream circulating, lymphatic system circulating, but you have to pump it yourself. Abundance should be circulating. If not, you have to move it yourself. So there's an energy here that really needs to be moved. And the heart meridians and the heart chakra includes the arms. If you didn't know that, then this is a big thing. Realizing that the heart is connected to the arms, hugging, giving, receiving. Giving, receiving. So if there's not a flow with the giving and receiving, then our abundance is stagnant. So it's the giving and the receiving and the flow of that that we will be focusing on today. So tune into the body, tune into the spine. So we open the spine and the intelligence of the spine so that all of the centers can be connected, so everything can communicate with each other, and so it can flow abundantly. So when the energy can flow abundantly through your body, guess what you will have? Tons of abundance on every level. Because that is what your body is experiencing. So that is the only thing it will resonate with. That is the only thing it will attract. Laws of attraction. You attract whatever frequency you have inside your body. If you have traumas of abandonment, you're going to attract abandonment in order to be aware, to heal, to close that. So we attract what we need to heal. We attract the challenges that we need to have in order to make the course correction into the right direction. So that is why the spine is the core of Phoenix Rising, because without a flexible spine, that is just not happening. It's just not happening. And through opening up your spine, you will notice where is the stiffness, where is the blockages. So the key is to connect to the key to connect to the body is to connect to it physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and energetically. And to access all the others, you go through the physical body. It's a very easy gateway, because wherever you feel stiff and you have pain and you're not accessing where you're numb, that's where stuff is. So you can access it from many different gateways. That's why I do all of them. So we're adding into the movement, we're adding in the arms. So the right hand is the giving hand, the left arm, the right arm is giving, the left arm is receiving. So we're gonna give with the right hand. So we give, 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 give. You come up here, we change. Up. So we're going to create a flow. So the right hand is giving and receiving at the same time. So this activates. So you have to activate the hemispheres too. So this might be because you're also watching me. So right hand on the left arm, go up. When you get to the shoulder, you add the other one and you switch. And then you breathe in and breathe out. As you exhale, you receive, you give, receive, give, breathe out, breathe in and receive, breathe out and give. We slow down the breath and the tempo to match. And relax. Keep exploring the spine, just sending in movement. And so all the stiffness and tension that I had, it's like a stress that I had in my body. Now speaking to it and moving the body, now the spine feels very soft and very flexible. So it feels like I released something that was along the spine. I've been digging on this for years. It's a pain that has gone away. It's a stiffness that has gone away. It's like constantly feeling that I've been working out. So we explore the body. And help it to open up. And we befriend the body. This is a very deep level of body connection because you're entering the body from the physiological realm, and that will not only give you insights of the body, it will also help you understand the emotional landscapes. Because as you start to dig into stiffness and pains, you will also start to access whatever energy is in there. And that will start to trigger your belief systems. And that's the point. So I told you that I released a belief system now it's like 10 days ago maybe, and that instantly there was this tension from, I've had so much problem with this neck, I mean, for 30 years. So now I'm working through the residue of that. So there's still a little bit of tension up here. So there might be still connected to some sort of belief system that I have. So when we start to open up the spine, the rest kind of follows. So I just follow my body and I start to open up deeper and deeper. So then you have the fascia work, and then you work with the breath as well to open up and expand, because you want to open up and you want to move the pressure inside of the body. So the energy is stored in the body as pressure. So you want to move that around. And that's when things start to shift automatically, because you start to bring everything to the surface. And then it's your attitude, your openness, your ability to change on a very deep level, on a belief system level in real time, so that you can match the need that the body has for expansion. Because it won't be able to release something if you don't believe it, because the belief overrides all the functions in the body. That's why the belief system is keeping everyone checkmate. And if you're not open, and that was what the disclaimer was about yesterday, because if you're not open to changing your belief systems, then you're not going to change, period. Because the belief systems decides who you are. That's your identity. So you have to be willing to, and that's why I talk about the identity fluidity, to be able to be fluid with your identity, and like, why am I holding on to certain things if it will keep me stuck? So that's where the imprints come from, different cultural, all kinds of, I've been through that. So in order to have the abundance flowing, we have to align ourselves on a physical level, on the emotional level. And the main emotion is love, and to be able to give that to ourselves and to others. That is the receiving. I give love to myself. I give love to others. So I receive love for myself and from others. And I give love to myself and to others. And that's when everything in life starts to harmonize. But in order for it to do that, there's a lot of the other aspect that needs to be in place. So all of the centers are kind of dependent on each other. So it's not that I'm going to open up the truth and then I'm done with that and then I open up the next one. It doesn't work, because that would make us extremely unbalanced, and the body is always seeking balance. That's why the power center is in the middle, because it's like a double-sworded lightsaber. It's just like boom, boom. Like the middle, the power, the strength here, center. But apart from that, then you need to work on these simultaneously, because when one releases, then the other one benefits. And if one is blocked, the other one will not benefit from that. They will also be affected. Still noticing the self-conscious part as soon as I open my eyes, but I'm stretching that a little bit now. So this is why it's so important to open up the physiological parts and the emotional parts, and then also then access the energetical parts. So you can start to open up and expand. So you alternate up and down. So you open up in the front, open up in the back, front, back. And then you can add on the breathing. So this is why the 2-mode breath is the core breathing for Phoenix Rising, because we are opening and expanding the spine all the time. And we want to do activate the breath, because when we breathe in from internally, we expand the lungs. So what we want to do is to move pressure. So that's when we move it. So we're moving our own tissues. And this is what a lot of the pharmaceuticals is trying to do, but they can never. But that's the, I don't know how to explain this. So, okay. The nervous system is running everything, and most pharmaceuticals is just different ways to manipulate the nervous system in a way that we can do by ourselves. That was the catch. We can do it by ourselves. And this is how you do it. So this is opening up all the levels of the tissues. It's opening up the spine. And it's really moving the fascia. So the fascia is like the key. Okay, so come back. Open up the spine even more. Okay, so my neck opened up because of that. I'm not sure if you heard that, but that was like a pop. So I opened up something, and that, so that opened up a little bit behind the ears, or inside the ears. I have, I've been working as a bartender and been night clubbing a lot. So my hearing is most likely affected. So that's just a confirmation. And then it's like everything becomes a little bit sharper, and the pressure is like, I become more clear. As soon as pressure is moved or disappeared. Oh, okay. So that was a big one, because that was a nervous system response in real time. So the yawning comes when the nervous system regulates. Okay, so now I'm just melting into my body. So there's a deeper layer of safety that comes into my body, and then I'm guided to the deeper aspects of the hips, where I still have a lot of pain. Okay, so let's go to the first prompt. So now we've been in the body for a while. Then it's time to... So grab your notebooks. I will have the timer. So when I open to receiving, the energy that meets me in the body feels like. When I open to receiving, When I open myself to receive, the energy that meets me in my body feels like. So you can also write what I feel like is. I'm jamming my thumbs into the side of my body. Okay, so you can finalize that sentence. But if you want to keep writing, you just do that. Otherwise, we start to come back to the body and come back to the spine. We come back to the heart area, connect to the arms, receiving, giving back. Receiving, giving back. So what we are doing when we're saying, you can say like receiving, giving back. So it's like the body has forgotten that the arms are connected to abundance. So the arms and legs is they are supposed to execute what the nervous system tells them to do. So they are supposed to create when we are feeling safe, when the nervous system is in a restorative, like self-healing and repairing mode, when we are not in fight or flight, then they are supposed to create our purpose. And if we are in danger, they are supposed to save us from danger. So the arms and the legs are very, 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 very important when it comes to our body connection, to understand what are they really there for. They're not just there to carry grocery bags or pick up kids. There's an energetic aspect of this that is completely forgotten. So it's like when we realize that the right hand is here to give and the left is here to receive. So the right is the masculine, the feminine is the left. So it's how well can we receive the gifts of the world and how well can we give the gifts to the world. So when we put a narrative on this or a narration on it, or whatever you say, so say receiving, giving. So belief system, the belief will override everything in the body. That's why the mind is so important, because the mind is usually is not really serving us in this abundance that we're looking for, because it's so negative and repetitive and critic. So we have to start to override that, start to like giving, And it should be equal, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. So just tune in. Is the giving and the receiving in my life equal? And what level do I feel like I'm able to give in my life? 1 to 10. So I know that I would like to give so much more. So much more. But I also know I want to receive so much more. So okay, I'm not fully in tune with this. My belief system and my like connection and my level of understanding is low. And that's okay, because I'm a beginning of my journey. And the levels that I've been able to receive and to open myself up during these years is just extraordinary. So I know that I know that there's more. And the abundance in nature is never, there's no cap. So we are so limited in our beliefs with what we could give and what we could receive. So this is a strong practice to realize that it should be a flow, a natural flow in my system. So really tune in. You can put either you continue with the practice if you like it, or you can tune in and drop into the spine again and just start to hang out in your body and contemplate. Where am I on my abundance level? And it's okay to be at a low level. It doesn't mean you don't have anything. It just means that you have high aspirations for your life. And I have to stop believing or pretending that anyone cares about how high my my ambition is for myself. So why am I afraid of expressing that? That doesn't make any sense. Hence, I'm here speaking into the abyss. But I'm stating my truths. So this 108 days is also a manifestation of my truth, me standing up in my truth. And what else, how else to do that but publicly on the internet in real time? There's no edits. So I'm really, I'm not going to say burn bridges, but I'm closing doors behind me. That's for sure. And that's when you start manifesting. That's why this is such a manifesting journey for all of us. Because my intention and the high ambition I have myself, that sets the tone for this whole project. So just hang out with yourself and contemplate this topic. And tune in with yourself and just have an honest, and this is what it's all about. Just look at yourself honestly, with no judgment, with no shame, no guilt, no blame. What is just what it is. And once you realize it's just what it is, then you can actually deal with it. And when we have good days, we just bask in the glory of the good days. When we experience perfection, we stop and we just enjoy the abundance of that moment, because we know it's not going to last. And that's life. Life is full of these glorious moments that we're not connecting to in real time. And that is the abundance of the world. So can I receive and give to myself the experience of these brilliant moments and enjoy them to the maximum when they arrive? And then we will live off of that whenever there is rain. But remember, the rain, that's just the lesson and the gift for the next level. And then we have the processing of all of that. And that's okay. That's okay. So when we feel good, we enjoy that. And then when it's not so good, then that's when we need to get to work. That is when the belief systems are challenged. That's when the emotions are running high, when we are not experiencing, because, life is the real deal. Okay, so grab tight on the arms and give yourself a hug. So there's multiple layers of this. So this is a supportive position. So we're including both the arms and we're including the self. Plus, we are breathing in and turn both directions and breathe out. Breathe out. The next time you do it, you will turn your head the other way. So you put on an extra level of twist. So this is quite deep, so do as many as you feel like you can do. Just a couple. And then open up. Wow, my chest feels so much more open. So I learned over time that I have every movement available in my system to reach any position in my body. So I just explore and I let the body lead the way. And this is how I open up my spine. Okay, so let's do the second prompt for today. So grab your notebooks. When I give from my heart, the energy moving through me feels like. When I give from my heart, the energy moving through me feels like. You can finalize the sentence in your own time. So the heart area is one of the spaces that kind of drew me into this practice in the first place, because I was so stuck in this area, and I just had, there was just no, I wasn't able, it was like it was itching from the inside. So it's like I couldn't access it. So the body started to tell me, like, it started to itch on the inside. So I had to do these deep twists to move the energy, and from there it started to spread. And I was so stiff, I mean, I did just small things in the beginning. It's been something that I've been working myself up to. So my flexibility of my spine is like, I don't know how many 1,000% better. I was like a barrel. I was even told that I looked like a barrel, that I moved like a barrel. I mean, it was said in a way for me to, the intention behind it was to hurt me, but I took that and just dissected. So I removed the intention and only looked at the information. So then I was like, okay, if I look, okay, let's say that I actually look like a barrel and that is not an insult. If I just look at that objectively, is there any truth to that? And I'm like, yeah, there is, because I've been noticing myself watching videos of myself walking and feel like, wow, there's just like, and like, okay, yeah, that's it. I'm walking like a barrel. So the intention was to really hurt me, but instead I'm like, okay, that there's a truth in that, and okay, so let me work on that. And then I ignore the intention, the fact that it's like, I say, thank you for showing me how I don't want to be, and for teaching me where I need to go. And now, so that has been very much connected with how feminine that I feel, and my ability to move and dance. And it's like I have this it's like I have this reincarnation of an Indian Bollywood dancer inside of me that wants to just, and that's just fun. That's coming out. So this is deeply connected with our ability to receive and our ability to give, and it's a direct connection with the masculine and the feminine through the heart. So it's a lot of the heart work that, if we, especially like for me, if I had a very strong masculine shield, a lot of protection. So that was a lot of heart work for me. But I didn't understand what heart work was. I didn't understand how I'm going to love and receive more. So I was shown that in my darkest times. And this is the practice that really helped me balance these things out. So when I get the question, like, how do I connect deeply with my body? Then do the 108 days. And I promise you that your body connection will be different on the other side, because there's so much belief systems, there's so much knowledge there's so much information that we just don't have access to. So that's why I'm going live for 108 days, to just teach you as much as I possibly can during these days and show you. And I'm doing the work for myself. So this is, and so bit by bit I open up my body. That's why I return to this over and over and over and over and over again. And I change my life accordingly. and I apply all the principles that I teach. So nothing that I teach is not something that everything that I teach, I'm practicing for myself. I'm not showing you or teaching you anything that I haven't done for myself or that I'm not applying on myself. Okay, so one final contemplation. You can use your notebook if you would like. So when these two energy meets, so when these two energies meet, my heart recognizes ... and you continue. When these two energy meets like this, my heart recognize, or you just write, my heart recognizes. You can finalize the sentence or keep on writing because I'm going to finish now. So if you want to write, then just keep doing that. So it's this circulating. So you will notice that there's this this infinity process everywhere in the body. There's a reason why this infinity process is there. There's so many, every part of the infinity loop has a meaning and an energy in itself. It's it's like the formation of the DNA, and I mean it's just that pattern is represented so many areas in the whole of the universe, and that is how we also know that we are connected, because it's the same principles. So allowing this flow to flow through all aspects of our lives is the road to abundance, and that is happening through the body, through the emotional, through the connection. So join the free Telegram group, links below. My Instagram, links below. And work with me, links below. I will be having a Fire Horse Phoenix Rising launch party in February, where I open up the doors to kick off this year. So more information is coming, and thank you so much for today, and I will see you tomorrow. This is getting pretty interesting, because now my body is starting to notice this again, and you see the energy that is moving through me and what happens. So we're really on a journey together. So please share more in the Telegram group. I love it. I did a bunch of replies today, and I will soon open for another Q&A. And I think that I will do the questions in one of the episodes, so we can have an elaborative reply. Okay. Thank you for today. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.